Well, you need to have more than one source of funding in place, as there is no single source of funding that will cover both the tuition fees and the living expenses. There are, however, several different options available. There's a postgraduate loan offered by the UK government for UK nationals or EU nationals that meet certain criteria. There are also scholarships, trust funds and grant-making charities out there which award money if you meet certain criteria, or Research Council funding if you're doing a research-based course. There's employer sponsorship as well, which may also be an option if your postgraduate qualification and skills would benefit the employer as well as you. If you don't think you could afford to study a full-time postgraduate course, it's worth considering whether you could study a part-time postgraduate course instead, in order to work alongside it and fund your studies. It's really important that you research all the options and choose the ones that are right for you. The postgraduate funding section of our UE website is a really good place to start. Well, the most popular one is probably the postgraduate loan offered by the UK government. You can apply for the postgraduate loan if you're a UK national or an EU national that meets certain criteria. The devolved countries of the UK each have their own scheme, and they do vary. The postgraduate loan for students from England or the EU offers a loan of over £11,000 in total, with interest charged. This is a contribution towards the cost of tuition fees and or living expenses. It's really important to be aware that it will not cover both, so you do need to have another source of funding in place as well. The benefit of a postgraduate loan is that it's essentially a risk-free product because your ability to repay is linked to your income. As a graduate, in order to repay the loan, you would pay an additional 6% in income tax once your income exceeds around £21,000 gross taxable income per year. Well, firstly, you need to make sure that you have enough funding in place to cover both your tuition fees and your living expenses. Secondly, you need to work out a budget in order to make ends meet. Now, this sounds really obvious, but to do this, you need to work out what your income will be from whatever source of funding you have. Once you know what your income will be, you should set aside money to pay for your tuition fees. Then set aside money to pay for your rent or mortgage. Then set aside money to pay for your essential bills like gas and electricity, etc. Then see what you've got left to live on. It may be better to then divide up any remaining money into weekly amounts so that if you overspend one week, you can adjust and spend less the next. You should prepare for your income to be different from what it is now. You're likely to have very little money as a postgraduate student, so be prepared to tighten your belt in the short term until you've completed your course. Remember that it's only temporary, and you will hopefully be earning more money in the future as a result of having achieved your postgraduate qualification.